side, welcome to day two of this Digital Excellence Forum. We are very happy to have you here, and I'm very excited to kick off our investor pitches. The first company that we will have is Just Snap. Ahmed, good to see you again. So just introducing, Ahmed is an innovative receipt processing technology, which enables brands to conduct customer activations with high return on investment with any offline or online sales channel while connecting with their customers and providing valuable shopping cart data for retargeting. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Solana. Hello, everyone. My name is Ahmed, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Just Snap. In Just Snap, we have targeted to solve one big major problem. It's about creating the bridge between the brands and their consumers. Normally, brands love to make consumers their buyers and want to keep them buying their products. And one of the most effective ways is, of course, to reach out them via shopper activities, whether it's a promotion activity or a loyalty activity. And for this, they have to get engaged with these consumers, and they have to know about how they engage with their brands. But most of the time, it's quite difficult, and it takes a huge effort on the marketing and sales teams to organize a shopper activity in the offline world as also in the online world, like printing codes, unique codes on the packs, or getting integrated into retail POS systems sometimes becomes a nightmare. And that's why we have developed our technology platform, which is called the Just Snap. We just created user journey so easy for the consumer to opt into any of those activities via just taking a photo simply from their mobile phone and uploading their receipts, invoices, e-invoices to the platform of the activity. And this is, as we are a B2B SaaS company, we offer our solution as a white label solution that can be integrated to any technology of the brand who wants to reach out to their consumers. Whether it's a mobile app, whether it's a campaign micro website, or conversational posts such as Facebook, Instagram, and maybe later on through WhatsApp. So what happens is that consumer just takes a photo of their receipts, upload their receipts, and on the instant, we can analyze the whole content of the receipt, apply the campaign activity conditions, and if the consumer gets satisfies the campaign conditions, they get instantly rewarded. That is, as I mentioned, depending on the consumer's choice or the brand's choice, could happen anywhere, like 360 interaction. What we are great at is not just implementing the campaign mechanics and make the life easier for the brand to go to market in any retail store, retail agnostic in less than 2 weeks' time, but what is more important is about to capture the shopping basket data. The golden source of information, the receipts, that we can capture all the details and going into every aspect, like the consumer's retail preferences, their receipt data, their basket analysis, and we can create actually segmented consumer behaviors based on their purchases, date of time, their shopping basket values, the share of the products, and we can retarget those consumers on the spot, like in the online world, even in the offline, any brick and mortar store as well. And we can also identify the effectiveness of the marketing channels by adding the proof of the purchase through the all access channels. We have run up until today more than 2,000 of campaigns, millions of participations, millions of people's data being processed. We have offices in Berlin. We are based out of Berlin. We have an office in Istanbul, another one in Bucharest, and one in Amsterdam. And so far, we have operated more than 15 European countries with many of those FMCG brands, but it's not only, of course, limited to FMCG. All the brands require this information. We're working with all those companies for more than 4 years now, and just get into some financial information. These are some of the revenues that we started to create since 2017. And you can see them in the currencies that they have been generated. As you can see in the Turkish market, because of the change of the euro Turkish lira exchange rate depreciation big time in 2020, although it looks like the revenues dropped, normally in the original currency it continues to increase. This is from the DACH region, Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. We are almost doubling every year. The same happens in Romania and Netherlands. And this is the distribution of our revenues based on the countries where it's been originated, and the revenues that has been happened and still happened in the last month of 2020. So I guess that we are able to even end the 2020 with a higher revenue than the 2019, although with the whole COVID effect. We are proud to say that we are in positive cash flow. We have more than 700,000 euro as a free cash in our bank accounts. And our monthly burn rate is around 100 to 120,000 euro, all consolidated in all our operations. We have a full-time employee of 26 people and a similar size in flex working people. And our goal is to expand our services in other markets, including UK and US. That's one of the main reasons we are looking for funding, Series A. And most of the money will be spent on this international expansions and getting the best talented teams onboarding, and also to expand our services in the data analytics area with the best of the suite data scientists. And also our penetration within our customers are growing. Take, for example, one of the world's largest FMCG brand, Procter & Gamble. Right now, we started with one of their operation, and it increased now to 8. We are in 8 countries exclusively working for P&G, all shopper activities based on data analytics and receipt scanning technology that gives us the confidence that this can be replicated in every market and with many other brands. I think that was the time which is allocated for me for the time being. And if there are any questions, I would be more than happy to answer. Or I don't know if the questions will come later in another session. Selena?
Yes, Ahmed. Thank you so much. Actually, you do have a few more minutes, so I will just maybe ask you, what has been your biggest challenge during the last, I'm going to say 6 months? I think there was like a real shock around March to May, but just thinking about the last 6 months, what have been like life looked like?
Of course, I mean, first of all, getting adapted working on remote was one of the major challenges. Although as a technology company, we were fast to adapt ourselves. But our customers, the large FMCG companies, manufacturers, and retailers were not that prepared. So it took us some time to get to the same communication level as it was before. But that was maintained. And the other thing is, of course, about the consumer behavioral changes. People who were tend to make shopping in supermarkets, who were going there looking for the best options, the promotions, and all the activities, now get there with only a list of what they should be buying, and try to concentrate their purchasing at once, maybe in a week time. They get in, collect the items, and get out, which gives brands the very few opportunity to interact with their customers, to give them the best options, the promotions, and all the other benefits they want to, incentives they want to offer. That was a big challenge. And of course, this bring home and other online shopping options were becoming more popular than before. That was also an important topic in the most of our customers to deploy their own direct-to-consumer channels. And there we also help them a lot for enabling them to have the same user experience as in the online world as the offline world. And convergence of the offline customers into their own D2C channel was one of their biggest challenges, which we helped them a lot with this convergence in the last 6 months.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I feel like the adaptation and the like the learning that has happened, yeah, the learning and adaptation that happened during this year and the rate at which it happened is probably the fastest that anything, any learning happened in the existence of the earth. I feel like, there were years.
I totally agree. The number of the new features being deployed on our platform and the customers' demand and everything, if you think about it, was like a crazy year. And our IT R&D department wasn't busy so much like this ever before. So we were forced to adapt. We were forced to innovate. But that's a very good sign because that's what our customers were expecting from us. And once you can cope with that, their loyalty increases and their demands from you when they're satisfied even grows. So that was, I believe, a very promising year for us, although it was a quite challenging year. But we are very optimistic of the coming year as well.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time, Ahmed. We will hopefully see you at the networking session.
Yes, sure.
Okay, great. So next up, we have Tim from Waiter. Welcome, Tim. Tim will tell us how you can beat the queue and never wait in line again. So just order and pay with Waiter. Over to you, Tim.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Serena. Hi, my name is Tim, and I'm the founder of Waiter. When I was 8 years old, I became the employee #1 at my parents' restaurant. And since then, I was helping out in the kitchen, washing the dishes, serving tables, did it all, and stayed in the industry for a while. And then created Waiter, where we make normally restaurants 15% more profitable. But this year, we not only helped them to survive, but we also allowed them to grow. And 1/3 of a restaurant's expenses are employee costs. But rising salaries are not the only headache for a restaurant owner. It's recruiting, finding, training, and retaining staff that is the #1 problem for restaurants. And that's why they're investing so much into technologies like ordering kiosks that you would see at McDonald's or KFC, or they're putting iPads on every single table, like you see in a lot of sushi restaurants, for example. But not only are these technologies expensive, they're also not solving the problem, as you could see by the very annoyed face by the lady waiting in the queue. The customer experience is still pretty poor. And so this is where Waiter comes in. It's your first digital waiter in your pocket that allows any customer to order for dining in from your table by scanning a QR code using your own phone. All they have to do is scan a QR code to see the menu, place the order, and pay, and all under 15 seconds. It's as easy as that. Every restaurant just puts QR codes on the table. There's no download needed for the customer, and ordering and pay takes only 15 seconds, provided you know what you want to order. And we work with over 500 clients already, ranging from independent small restaurants to global huge chains like Guzman & Gomez, Paul Bakery, and Pizza Express. We also work with other verticals like hotels, where we do the room service ordering, and airports like Changi Airport in Singapore, where passengers can order from the gate and be served to their seat. How awesome is that? Waiter makes money by charging a percentage of every single order, as we're processing payments, and we're also charging a monthly fee per location. And when a restaurant wants to find and hire an additional waiter, our monthly fee is very attractive compared to the price tag that a traditional waiter has. Also, even the best restaurants, they maybe 15% of their total sales are destined for food delivery. So, and you know how well funded food delivery is. Well, in our case, we're focusing on the main part of the sales, which is the on-premise dining, the table service, which is 4 to 5 times a bigger segment than the food delivery is. Now, we're growing by nurturing our partnerships with Metro, where we sign up together more than 400 restaurants since May this year. We're also experts in point of sale integrations, where we integrated with the leading brands of the world, but we're also doing our own key account management to sign up additional chains. Now, before COVID, we were growing very nicely already. Then came the lockdown, and after that, we've just been booming more than ever before. Our telephone wouldn't stand still. Today, we're processing more than 1 million euros in orders every single month, and we're on track to be processing 100 million euros annually within the next 2 years. And we did all this having a very strong team and very strong execution, and we've spent less than 1.4 million to achieve the successes so far. We've been doubling 5 quarters in a row, and everything that's happening today in terms of digitization of food industry is here to stay. This year, we launched in 6 new countries, proving that we're very scalable and fast to set up in new markets. Reach out to me for investment opportunities. We're looking for the right investor to help us scale globally and bring the company to the next level. Summing up and concluding, I'd like to leave you with a prediction of ours. 2 years from now, customers will be walking out of restaurants the same way they're getting out of an Uber. Go to the restaurant, focus on your friends, focus on the food, then get up and leave, and the payment is seamless. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tim. Wow, how nice to imagine the future like that, right? And also being back in restaurants, right? Really looking forward to that. Thank you so much. And will we see you at the networking session later?
Wonderful. Thank you, Serena.
Okay, ciao. So next up, we have Al, one of our alumni companies from ID. Hi, Al, it's good to see you again. And Al is going to explain to us what we all wish we could all have, passwordless authentication. Over to you, Al. I think you're on mute, Al. Or I don't know if you've said something.
There you go. Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
And I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully this works. Can you see that?
No, I don't think so. So
I'm not in packet 1. Oh, there you are.
Yes.
Have you switched me to packet 1 now?
We can see you. You can go.
Okay, super.
You're live.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Al Lakhani. I'm the founder and CEO of ID. And today I'm going to talk about digital identities. Digital identities are the new gold. In fact, they are projected to grow GDP by 13% before the end of this decade worldwide. But they have a big problem. They're a problem because identities are easily stolen by compromised credentials. In fact, 15 billion credentials are available on the web today, and they result in $6 trillion of damage in cybercrime. We need identities that cannot be stolen, phished, hacked, or faked. We need secure and trustworthy identities. And that is exactly what ID has created. We are a B2B solution a SaaS technology that eliminates all password-based attacks and prevents insider threats. This means that your IoT devices, customers, employees, and your supply chain can be safe with secure and trustworthy identities. And we are able to improve the cyber resilience of identities fivefold. In fact, don't trust me, listen to what DK Bank, one of the largest wealth management banks in Germany, has to say about us. They have said we are instrumental in enabling digital transformation. This was said by Stefan Hackmeister, the managing director of the Capital Markets Group. And the former chief of research and innovation, Daryl Burns, said that ID's technology dramatically reduces risk. We are also very proud that our customers have given us 4.5 out of 5 stars on the B2B website G2. And finally, we are very proud of all the awards we have won, including the best cybersecurity startup last year at ITSA in Germany. What makes us unique is that we have been zero trust since 2015. With us, there are no backdoors, we have no PII, and we are also zero knowledge. We are very proud to have clients such as DK Bank and channel partners such as Attentum and Binder Consulting. And we have a very strong pipeline with some of the biggest names in financial services and also software services and resellers. We are also proud to say we have 4 patents, and once we finish with our next funding round, we are looking forward to monetizing those patents by licensing. Our revenue goal is to achieve 960,000 euros by June of next year. And this is the team that's going to make that happen. We are based in Munich, London, and Belgrade. We are 14 people. We represent 12 nationalities, and we are proud to say 38% are women. We are a 10-engineer team. So the use of proceeds is broken into 4 parts. The first is we want to build a channel sales organization. Then we want to obviously build a marketing organization and expand in the US, UK, Asia, and Europe. And finally, we want to pursue patent licensing for all the patents that we have already been granted. So bottom line is we are a zero trust, zero knowledge, zero PII, blockchain-based, highest security company that creates trusted identities, which can be deployed today, is expandable, scalable, and use case agnostic. So don't miss out. Fund us today. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Al. I'm excited for the opportunities that's going to come your way. Thank you so much for making time and for your presentation. We'll see you later at the network session.
Yes, see you later.
Okay, ciao. Great. Hello and welcome. So next up we've got, and please excuse me, because I can just hear my colleague Louisa with a beautiful accent going to say après how it's supposed to be, and I might not be saying it how it's supposed to be. But so just to tell the audience, après enables the world's best restaurants to create and publish a tailor-made package for any time and any day of the year. Over to you.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening to you all from the UK. My name is Damien Hall. I'm the CEO of Appareil, and Appareil unlocks reservations for the future. We're one of these organizations that in the last 6 months has seen a 10 times influx of inquiries from our marketplace. And let me explain what we do. The no-show restaurant culture in the UK alone is absolutely enormous. And Appareil empowers restaurants to create amazing tailored packages that take full payment in advance of the actual day. Our powerful data points and access to new broad customer data helps our customers develop programs for the future. We provide optimization and revenue maximization for our customers. We offer full concierge support. And on average, 20% of diners fail to turn up for the reservations in big cities. We create and publish unlimited packages. Our app, used by our restaurants, allows their customers to find in locations special offers, chef's tables, special dates, Father's Days, Valentine's Days, Christmas Days, the special bookings where the restaurant wants to appeal to a particular type of customer. Our exclusive offers for Carrier Club members allow our members to purchase original experiences and packages either for themselves or for their friends, family, or for their business through their very simple application. Customers can search and select published packages from restaurants around the world. They pay best price for the Carrier offers. They can gift and share these purchases to friends, family, and colleagues. And it's ideal for business travelers and tourists as an exceptional gift present. Our team has been established for over 5 years. I'm the founder and CEO. I have significant commercial experience in the sector. Simon Cole is my co-founder. It's finance, operations, product, fundraising, and system management. We have a great back office team dealing with this whole journey. Our customers, restaurants, claim their venue for a very simple process. Activate their restaurant. Pay. Our product roadmap from the point forward is to provide more external APIs and CRM data management capabilities. Development of an Android app, and then our ultimate goal, which is to expand internationally. The expansion. Give you an indication of the business. We've booked over 6,000 packages this year. Just going to repeat that particular slide. Customer gross booking value of just over £500,000 this year. 55 restaurant customers. We take an 8% commission on revenues sold. We've sold over 6,000 packages at an average package price of £85. And you can see our forecast of number of customers for 21, 22, and 23, and also number of user members, giving us an Carrier forecast over the next 3 years with exponential growth. Our marketing plans are very simple. We provide LinkedIn for user groups and key acquisition targets. We expand our partnership network through organizations like Airbnb and Uber, where we have concierge facilities. And our marketing plan for restaurants is very simple. Again, we communicate via postcard, communication, CRM, and we invite our customers to claim and to curate their restaurant list, allowing us to set up their initial packages and programs. Carrier will be fundraising in Q1 of next year, and we look forward to any inquiries that will help us achieve our UK and international goals. Sorry about the sound, but I hope we've got the point across, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Damien. Yeah, I definitely think that we definitely got the gist of your message and where you're heading towards. Yes, and so looking forward to the networking session later, catching up with you, and also like other introductions.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So next up we have Via Delivery. Welcome and thank you for joining us. So Via Delivery promises to deliver locally at a fraction of the cost of traditional carriers by powering pure play e-commerce. Take it away.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. So my name is Mitchell. and it's via delivery, a platform that orchestrates logistics and local pickup in brick-and-mortar store. Imagine yourself shopping online, and for the item that costs like just few dollars, you are to pay $6 for shipping. For most people, that just doesn't make any sense. So they drop the shopping cart and they go to some, I would say, Amazon Prime, for example. But what if I could tell you that you could, instead of like getting this item delivered door to door, you could pick it up in your neighborhood store, and pay not $6 or $8, but just $2 or $3 for that shipping? Would it make more sense? Well, for most people it is, because like the number one reason why people drop their shopping cart in online stores is that shipping costs too much. What can our online store do to like get rates that low? Okay, I need to briefly explain you the cost structure. So if he uses traditional carriers like UPS, DHL, etc., they do have their own infrastructure, and they do have a cost of this infrastructure. So they can't go any lower than the costs, right? But if our online store will use infrastructure and supply chain of existing retail chain, and by retail I mean brick and mortar retail chains, it could utilize the empty space inside those trucks that already deliver, I don't know, any other type of items like food to those locations. And since it's like the empty space on existing trucks, the costs are way lower. And which is even more important, any physical location like brick and mortar store knows how to earn on traffic. So when somebody comes for a pickup, he becomes a foot traffic, and in 62% cases, it becomes an extra sales. So Wire Delivery is actually a platform that orchestrates this process. We are integrated with multiple online stores from one side, get paid for every single parcel, subtract our commission, and transfer all the flow of e-commerce parcels to traditional brick-and-mortar retail chains like grocery, gas station, pharmacies, coffee shops, etc. This is the market of logistics for e-commerce, and I don't think I should stress how fast it is growing. Like for this year, I would say that it was like 15% before, and now it's up to 50% growth this year. At the moment, we are a team of more than 30 people right now, and we are happy, we're really happy that guys like Ray, who is Senior Vice President in CVS, Daphne, who is Vice President in Target, and Alex Ha, who is actually Head of Product Delivery in Amazon, also joined our team as an advisors. We are also partnering with Alchemist Acceleration program in Silicon Valley, as well as Equit platform for online stores, and multiple other partners and retailers. So why now, and how come that just in 1 year from pure idea stage, we are now like 15,000 locations and about 4,000 e-commerce partners? Well, we just know that there is a decline in foot traffic in traditional retail while e-commerce is booming. So we kind of found the way how both of those would actually benefit from working with each other. And as our growth speeds up, we are really happy that, well, our concept of bridging the gap between e-commerce and brick and mortar stores is really working. So that's it for now.
Thank you very, let me just see. Yeah, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. So great to hear about your company. Even though I heard about it yesterday too, definitely sinks in the more I hear it. So thank you very much. I also think that you are in the US, is that right?
Yes,
I can't remember. Yes, yes. So for those of you, I think it's now what? Is it now 6 a.m.? Because you're in the Valley, right?
Yeah, it is 6 a.m.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do.
So thank you for
4 a.m. So it's not the worst case, believe me.
True commitment. I'm thinking about Mr. Machtmeyer, who just said, you know, the commitment. Let me see it in your eyes. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much.
Okay. And Hello again, Cedric. Really
Hey,
great
Serena.
to have you here. Cedric will be presenting Phoenix Cup, a fast and flexible cash flow solution for VSEs and SMEs. Cedric, take it away.
Yeah, so thanks for the intro, Serena, and nice to meet you all. So I'm here to introduce you to Phoenix Cap. Serena said most of it, but I will provide the additional details. So basically, as you see it, the idea of Phoenix Cap is to provide simple cash solution, financing solution for very small businesses in B2B transactions. So we've been operating since 2015, but we created the company in 2012. And ever since, we've become the leading alternative digital work capital financing solution in continental Europe. So we're not a bank, we're not a credit institution. We're technically the combination of a tech company, which is Phoenix Cap, where we build the technology, as you can imagine, and an asset management company that we own as well, Phoenix Cap Asset Management, allowing us to provide the financing to our clients. So as you can see, the numbers, at least some of the numbers, we now have reached roughly 35,000 customers in operations with us, and we raised 25 million euros of equity, and we're here to raise more, hopefully. So why Phoenix Cap? First of all, huge market. As you can see, only in Europe, you have more than 25 million SMEs. So that's quite a number. And if you look at the account payables of those companies, they're roughly estimated to be $14 trillion or euros in this case. And if you take just the average fee that Phoenix Cap can actually charge for the financing, that leaves a total addressable market of 340 billion euros. So quite significant. What we provide is basically the complete suite of financing tools for SMBs and freelancers. So we started with an invoice financing solution that is called Phoenix Cap, which provides really pay-as-you-go invoice financing without any of the commitment that you can get in a traditional factoring arrangements. And since last year, we ventured in the buy now, pay later BNPL market with Phoenix Pay. So the idea is to be at the center of a B2B transaction so as to provide financing to the suppliers and to the end customers when they need it. So our model is pretty much unique in the sense that we don't target directly end customers. We offload that distribution capacity to our partners. So we connect on any kind of software environment, be it physical for that matter, or purely digital. We offload that distribution, we connect with them so that they can actually promote our solutions to their customers, be they suppliers again, or end customers at the end of the value chain. So we connect with B2B marketplaces, electronic software that are used for invoicing, accounting, payment gateways such as Stripe, as you can see, Mango Pay. And we also connect now with Phoenix Pay, that BNPL solution, to players, be it B2B retailers such as Metro, with whom we've been working for quite some time now, and other B2B marketplaces or again software environments on which we can provide that B2B buy now, pay later solution. So we have, again, a pretty much unique positioning in a space. So we're not PayPal, we're not Square, for that matter, that's sure. But we're actually more similar to them in a sense that we're omni-channel. We can provide in-store financing, instant financing for customers, again, suppliers or end customers, or we can provide that digitally through our APIs or FTP servers, if that's necessary, for B2B transaction only. So you have tons of players actually working in B2C. Obviously, in the BNPL sector, you have Klarna, you have Affirm, very well known, and you have tons of invoice financing players, but only working digitally. So our positioning is to be able to serve all the financing needs that our partners actually could request from us. As it stands, Phoenix Cap since 2015, we pretty much operating in France. We have a vision now that it is time actually, and also because we need to accompany our partners for their international expansion, it is time for us as well to go internationally. So that's one of the main drivers of the fundraising we're doing now. So we have the launch of Spain and Italy that is scheduled now in 2021. And the idea is to further actually elaborate on the capacity of Phoenix Cap Asset Management to originate transactions throughout the European Economic Area, to expand into other countries, probably 2022. The idea is to serve Germany, Netherlands, and Poland to start with, and we'll see actually where the market actually leads us. Some numbers. So we've now reached roughly 400 million euro financing for the past 4 years, growing on a more than 30% quarterly basis. So as I said, the average transaction fee is 2.5%. That's what we charge to our clients. The key takeaways in terms of financing size is the average financing is roughly 7K euros. So it's very granular. That's why actually the cost of risk is very well managed. We'll elaborate a little bit further. And it's very short term. So very short term means that you can actually monitor your credit risk more easily than you would in a traditional financing arrangement for an SME. The growth is now actually booming thanks to Metro. So thanks for the team because we launched, as I was indicating earlier, a partnership this summer. The idea is to provide in France to start with a BNPL solution for Metro customers and customers. So we started with that product late July, and we've been growing tremendously ever since because you have to imagine Phoenix Cap in about 4 years and a half is roughly 4,000 clients that have been using us, and now you see 3.5 thousand new clients in only 4 months, so growing quite significantly with a usage rate that is very satisfactory for the parties involved. What drives also the growth of Phoenix Cap is the unit economics we can get. So the net margin actually has been growing significantly since 2016. Why? Because as we rolled into that B2B2B distribution model, we leverage the sales and marketing of our partners. We don't need to be in direct contact with SMEs or very small businesses, which makes it so that it's a very lean organization. And as you can see, the net margin is 77% for 2020. You see the average APR, again, it's between 11 to 17%. So in most cases, we're less expensive than a traditional overdraft. So pricing has never been an issue for us. We lost very little out of the operations. The cost of risk has been less than 0.1% of the transaction volume. And we managed to get, I would say, a proper collection out of the financing we provide because, again, 77% of the cash advances have been actually fully paid less than 30 days in arrears. What is also interesting is, again, that B2B2B distribution model in terms of lifetime value and cost of acquisition. Because we leverage our clients' sales and marketing efforts, we're able actually to have very low cost of acquisition, which makes it so that now the LTV versus the CAC is roughly a 15 times multiple, so very, very strong, thanks to, again, to that distribution capacity. So as I said, very lean team. We're a 25-person team, mostly tech and data science, as you can see, but all of the different business units are served, as you can imagine. So we're experienced fintech entrepreneurs with my partner in crime, Arthur, because that's our second company together in fintech. We launched initially in 2009, a fintech company for private equity funds because we come from private equity. And in 2012, ventured upon work capital financing. So we have strong equity investors, a very large family office, Summerstone, one of the largest credit investment fund manager in Europe, Shinavari Investment Manager, that is a strong supporter of us. Black River Ventures, a VC fund operating in Silicon Valley and Spain, and some roots in Russia as well. And GLI Finance, which is a listed fund in London. Why we're talking now? Because raising roughly 10 million euros. The idea is to transform, as you can imagine, B2B transactions into cash. The main pillars of that scale that we see is international expansion. As I said, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Germany, and Poland to start with. Obviously, to keep investing in R&D. Yeah.
I'll have to cut you off soon.
Yeah.
So if you want to wrap it up.
Consolidating the team and widespread acquisition of Phoenix Pay. And that's about it. Wrapping up.
Oh, so I should have waited 5 more seconds. I apologize for that.
Don't worry.
I'm just respectful. We have 3 more companies, and I know the panel discussion. People who's joining for the panel discussion, please allow us. There's 3 more companies is going to pitch. Cedric, thank you so much. I mean, also with this investment pitch. And you raising, but also wishing you the best for your pilots in Spain and Italy, yeah?
Yeah, lovely. Looking forward to it.
Okay. Speak later. Ciao. Daniel, welcome. Very excited to introduce you to the audience. As you know, a personal or close to my heart, your tool, Floatify, is a digital quality assurance platform, and Daniel will tell you more.
Yeah, thank you, Selina, for having the chance to pitch here. My name, Daniel, and I'm one of the 3 founders of Floatify. And let me give you a better understanding of what Floatify does. So I myself, from my background, have a 10-year track record as a restaurant owner. And that's where I got to know the problems of hygiene documentation. And not only hygiene documentation, as it is required by law in many countries worldwide, but also operative actions you want to know documented and to be in control of, especially if you are a multi-branch business. So what we found out, about 90% of all food distributing businesses document their HACCP, their hygiene records, on pen and paper. And this poses a lot of problems and dangers. Not only that it is time consuming for the management, for the quality operators, area managers, and even down to the store manager, but it also lacks the chance of live data and automated store comparison, which is a quite big problem if you have like 100 stores and you don't know how they compare in hygiene matters. Everything else is already monitored, but not the hygiene part. So cross-site updates is really hard to manage if you have to spread the news in 100 outlets, especially during a pandemic. We saw these problems of daily changing regulations and to keep up with the new guidance for your stores. So these are typical problems you face in hygiene documentation, not to mention the vulnerability to manipulation of data. So this being said, 90% doing it on pen and paper, we saw there must be a digital solution for the problem. And that's basically what the Floatify quality assurance platform does. We have grown from just an HACCP solution for hygiene checks in supermarkets, quick service restaurants, hotels, and so on, to a platform consisting of a web dashboard where you administrate one, many, all of your stores. We have the HACCP app where the employees work with on location. In addition, we just recently published our Floatify audit app, which is a complementary tool to daily hygiene checks. And on top, we have an IoT integration, which enables our customers not only to get live data from the cooling devices, but also maybe from 2-3 different dishwashers, from mice traps, and so on. So our IoT integration is our latest baby, if you like, and it's constantly growing by new implementations. And all this together offers our customers a benefit of up to 2.5 hours time saving per week per store. It helps them to have live data for the very first time in regards to hygiene checks. Also to compare stores, to minimize manipulation, and to have 24-hour access to all the data needed. And this will be very, very important, not only for the already existing hygiene regulations, but also from what our customers expect when they go to a restaurant, when they go to a supermarket. Hygiene will be a new topic for the future. So you can see it on Google Maps, where more and more hygiene data is being included. So what is a market size? When we took a look at the European market, the total addressable market is almost 2 million. The serviceable addressable market for us would be roughly around 1 million. And what we want to target in the years to come is a license number of around 5,000 licenses. This is due to long sales cycles in our field. It's up to 24 months usually if you talk to enterprise customers. And our revenue model behind our 3 modules is very easy. Floatify HACCP is our software as a service solution with an annual license fee. Then we have Floatify IoT as a tool to gain retention with our customers and to have a small fee for upselling. And the Floatify audit tool is our latest part in the family is a pay-per-use solution, which is not limited to food distributing companies, but one of our investors and distribution partner, TÜV Süd, is using it internally for doing audits of their customers. So there will be lots of growth in this area. During the pandemic, we managed to sell 540 licenses, which was really astonishing. If you think of a sales cycle of 24 months, we could sell 540 new licenses without a sales cycle, basically. Our customer acquisition costs are fairly around €300, very low churn, and we expect a customer lifetime of 7 years and more. So, give you a quick understanding of who are our customers. Currently, we have 4 verticals we are addressing. It's food, retail, and wholesale, with customers in Romania, like Selgros, Transgourmet, cash and carry stores. Europa Park Rust is using it all over the amusement park, not only in food, but also for checking the roller coasters, the shops, and so on. Public canteens and hotels are 2 more verticals. And on our partner side, we have well-known brands like Horbart, Maiko, preparing to work with Winterhalter. TÜV Süd is an investor and distribution partner, as well as temperature sensors we have already integrated to give you a broad understanding where we are right now. And what we are looking for is an investment of 800K, and it will be used for scaling into new markets, not new verticals, but we will stick with our well-known verticals, but going to new markets. We are already seeing our software in 7 countries, and we want to expand that with the help of this investment. Thank you for taking your time. And if you want the full pitch deck, this was just a short version of it, please talk to Julia, Serena, or get in touch with me. Thank you for taking your time, and enjoy the rest of the day in the program. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Daniel. That was great to hear about your future plans also, specifically, and what you will be doing with your growth and scaling. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. See you later. Hi, Mickey. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. So Mickey will be presenting and sharing about Orient. Orient is powers mobile apps with indoor location services by using a scalable and easy to deploy solution that does not require hardware. Mickey, have fun.
Thank you. So my name is Mickey Balter. I'm CEO and co-founder of Orient, and Orient is GPS for indoors. GPS is pretty much a transparent part of our lives, powering our mobile smartphones with location awareness in ways that we can't imagine living without. We hardly remember using paper maps anymore. But if someone still wants to recall what it's like to use a paper map, all they need to do is walk into a building. Indoors, GPS simply doesn't work, and you have to rely on paper maps. And this has been a challenge that people have been trying to solve for quite some time. And some of the investors in the crowd might say, isn't this a solved problem? We've been hearing about it for 10 years, but it's far from being solved. And just ask yourselves, when was the last time you were in a building where you had Google Maps working, or you had any form of indoor navigation? Beacons, which have been attempted as a solution, really don't work because they require expensive and hard to maintain hardware installations, and existing Wi-Fi is simply inaccurate to the point of being unusable. In 2016, we came up with a radical new approach of leveraging Earth's magnetic field for providing indoor GPS. And this basically solves all the problems that have plagued the indoor positioning field up until then. First, it requires absolutely no installation. Earth's magnetic field is already there. You don't need to install any hardware whatsoever. Second, it's high packet. It's a 2 meter, which is 20 times better than what you get with beacons or Wi-Fi. It's cost effective. We operate on a SaaS model in a simple OpEx expense, and it's available anywhere. It's scalable to any building on the planet. So we're talking about a technology that's 20 times more accurate and 1,000 times more scalable. Yes, in any specific industry, it's $1 billion market at least. Right?
Mickey, I lost sound with you there for a little bit. Do you want us to start over with this slide?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Yeah, thanks. So looking at what you can do with indoor GPS, there are basically infinite possibilities, like with GPS outdoors. So there are use cases in smart buildings, there are use cases in logistics, and there are use cases in retail, and each one of these is a multi-billion-dollar market. We decided to focus on retail because retail is a market that's ripe for disruption, and retail is the early adopter market for indoor GPS. So first of all, looking at retail, every retailer today is looking at an omni-channel strategy, and that involves having an app. And most retailers today are introducing new apps or already have apps, and they encourage people to use them in store to enhance the shopping experience and to gain more data about their shoppers. Second, we see more physical stores now being much more data-driven, much more digital. And on top of that, there's COVID, which really accelerated the rush towards contactless payments and the use of apps in physical retail environments. So we've introduced a concept that we call the oriented store, where we deploy the indoor GPS infrastructure, and then it powers multiple use cases and multiple applications in three main categories. One is about enhancing the shopper experience. Second is about streamlining operations and allowing the retailer to have better visibility on their stores. And third is about advanced marketing and really communicating with the shopper in a contextual way that takes into account their location in the store. Post-COVID, this has really put the spotlight on two specific use cases. One, the need to get more shoppers through the stores more quickly. This has become a priority for retailers, and this is a priority for shoppers who want to feel safe in retail environment, want to go in and out while grabbing everything they came for. And second, in times of lockdown, where online ordering surges, retailers are tasked with finding a solution for scaling up picking operations. And then, again, indoor GPS plays a very significant role in that. So both of these use cases actually accelerated, and we see much more demand during COVID for these particular two use cases from basically everywhere. And you can see on top some of our existing customers from the US and the UK and the rest of Europe. Our business model is fairly simple. We charge a per store fee. It's a B2B SaaS model that's very simple. The retailers deploy the infrastructure, deploy the virtual infrastructure, and just pay us by the store. And pilot results from those customers see that, by offering wayfinding, you can sell one more item to 1 in 3 shoppers, which is huge. This is lost revenue opportunity that's happening now, and all retailers are suffering from this. And this is invisible. You basically don't know when the shopper goes out of the store without finding an item. But by offering wayfinding, you eliminate that problem and increase your revenue immediately. And in picking, we see a 90% reduction in onboarding time for new pickers, a 50% higher picking rate in the store, and a decrease of 15% in item not found events, while the item is indeed on the shelf. So all in all, looking at all our pilots, we already have potentially $3 million of ARR with existing paying customers that are in various stages of piloting, and some of which are already ready to scale. And this is the perfect time for us to raise a Series A. We're raising $6.5 million for reaching $10 million ARR by 2022, for completing our scaling infrastructure, our ability to take our operations to thousands and tens of thousands of locations, and also to expand to other verticals beyond retail. Because while retail is a huge opportunity and an early adopter market, there are other opportunities virtually in every type of building. We are a team of 16 people based in sunny Tel Aviv. My co-founder, Amiram, is the inventor of our patented technology. And we also have Or Shin as Chief Business Officer and Yuda Sabag as VP of R&D. A number which always surprises me is that GPS outdoors generates $300 billion per year in economic benefits. Now, we spend 90% of our time indoors, so just imagine what would be the economic impact of an accurate and scalable indoor GPS infrastructure that can be activated in any building from Orient. So I encourage you to visit our website and to reach out to me at m@orient, that's Orient with 2 I's, m@orient.me, and talk to me about our upcoming fundraising round. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mickey. I mean, I have a couple of things to say because this is the first time that I now actually see your presentation. I haven't been part of the program before, and I guess we always miss each other at events. I relate a lot to this problem. I feel like I can smash my phone when I lose GPS access. And also something that I really find interesting is that wayfinding ROI that you mentioned. So that was really great. Thank you so much for the presentation, and good luck with your raising.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Okay. And so our last presenter is Katur, a food procurement tool for restaurants and suppliers. Over to you.
Hello, Serena. Hi, guys. My name is Diogo. I'm one of the co-founders of Katu. Our vision is to connect and empower the food supply chain. We'll explain why. So both me and my co-founder are 2 ex-BCG consultants. So we have to start with a BCG study that estimates that every year around a third of the total food production is actually wasted, which represents an opportunity of $700 billion. But out of those 700 billion, there's around 330 that actually come from, the whole supply chain, both infrastructure, efficiency, and collaboration. There's a lot of ways to tackle this problem, but, we decided to start with one of the businesses that passions us, both me and my co-founder, the most, which is the restaurant side of things. So a couple of years ago, we wanted to set up our own dark kitchen, and we were taking a look at the space, and we understood that the whole B2C side of things was already digitalized. There's the delivery players, there's the booking platforms, there's the POSs as well. But then the whole back office for the independent, family-owned restaurants, or even for the small chains, was left completely forgotten. It was still done on a pen and paper basis. So we decided to focus on procurement, and we really wanted to understand how the process is done correctly. And we got to the conclusion that it's still like it was 20 years ago. So, restaurant closes the kitchen, chef goes to the warehouse, he calls his supplier, he left a very noisy voicemail with, please bring me 3 kilos of, steak and two boxes of Coca-Cola. He does this for, 5, 10 suppliers. The following day, the supplier gets to work, the sales rep listens to the voice messages, he writes them on a piece of paper, he sends them to the office. There's someone in the office manually inputting the data into their ERP. That person makes a mistake and she writes Coke 124 instead of Coke 123. And the following day, the restaurant gets, instead of Coca-Cola, he gets Coca-Cola Zero. So we thought, how can we tackle this problem? We started with a very simple to use free communication tool for restaurants. We like to call it like a WhatsApp for chefs. So where you can get all the suppliers in one app, you get your normal order list from each supplier, and you go one by one, plus, minus, saying, I want 2 of these, 4 of that, and so on and so forth. And even though it's something super, super easy, it's also incredibly powerful in the sense that it has no learning curve, it saves more than 60% of the time, it saves between 5 and 10% of costs, and at the same time, it's really, really easy to collaborate with everyone from your team in a seamless and fantastically simple way. And, you know, from our launch in October until March, as you can imagine, after March with COVID, and that's why we are measuring data like this, we have grown to more than 3,000, both restaurants and suppliers managing orders through Katu, and processed more than 1,000 orders in our 100,000 orders, in our 2 core countries, Spain and Italy. But we wanted to go further, and COVID didn't stop us. So between March and September, we decided, what will we do? We will focus on our product, and we will listen to our clients and understand what they want. And that's why we are now announcing the launch of our supplier SaaS. Like we've said before, we had a product that restaurants love, a product that made their lives a lot easier. But on the supplier side of things, people were also asking us, how can I become more efficient? How can I avoid mistakes and make my team happy? So our supplier SaaS has 4 core features. Number 1 is an order management one that reduces mistakes, makes the communication between sales reps and the central office easier, and makes order amendments also a lot more seamless. A product catalog that allows their current clients to discover new products, to see promotions, and understand what is in stock and what is not. There's also automations for their clients. For example, if you have cut-off hours at 6 p.m. and you only deliver 3 times per week, don't worry, we get your back and we can automatize messages to your current clients who have not placed orders yet. And last but not least, integrations with your ERP so that everything is, you know, seamless, integrated, and according to the stock that you have or not. What does the supplier SaaS allows us to do? It allows us to unlock one of the most powerful things about our business, which is the supplier network effect. For each restaurant that we get on board, it brings us 5 to 10 suppliers, but for each supplier that we get on board, we get between 100 up to 2,000 restaurants. Though that is the effect that we are unlocking now, and this is heavily reducing our CAC. So to the slide that I've shown you before, our two current products already solve a big part of it. So with the integrations with our app for both restaurants and suppliers, we are making chefs happier. They are going home earlier, making their operations significantly better. Whereas on the supplier side, they are saving on costs, they're reducing mistakes, and they are keeping their clients happier. We started talking about food waste, and we are aware that we are not solving 100% of the problems concerning the food supply chain, you know? Yes, inconvenience is something we're already solving, but the tight margins were not. The lack of transparency between restaurants and suppliers were not. The credit taxes were still not there. On the supplier side, there's inefficient logistics. There's, you know, the expensive last mile that many of them would like to get out of their wallet and would like to outsource. There's a whole payments and invoicing system, which is still done in a very archaic way. And there's also the dependence from middlemen, from a lot of inefficient distributors that a lot of brands would like to directly access and get to know their customers so that they can target them better. Are we there yet? No, but we believe that by owning the restaurants and the suppliers, we are on track to do what no other company in the region has been able to do. Regarding COVID, so we're back to our numbers, and we see that COVID is actually helping us accelerate the whole process. You know, restaurants are adapting more digital tools, dark kitchens are thriving, producers are trying to get directly to final customers, and ugly food companies, for example, start getting more and more restaurants. And last but not least, our team. So we believe we have the right team to tackle this problem. So both me, my co-founder, and I come from a consulting background at BCG. I've also worked at Uber, where I led the driver operations team for Portugal, Spain, Italy, and Croatia. So we have all the operational expertise. We have product expertise by hiring the ex-CPO of a Series A company called JobLink here in Spain. Our head of marketing also has like a VC and consulting background. And then we have a very strong board with powerful investors like Flash Ventures, Rocket Internet, OTM Capital, but also angel investors who know the space powerfully, like the 2 founders of The Fork, La Fourchette, who have joined us. We have just raised our 3 million seed round. So we are not raising capital right now, but we will by the second half of next year. If you have any questions, if you want to reach out, if you want to know more about the project, since this was a very short presentation, these are my contact details. Please get in touch. We are super open to feedback, partnerships, helping people with anything they want. And we are here to help the industry. That's our main purpose. Thank you so much.
Tiago, thank you so much. And I loved your explanation, and I'm definitely going to copy it when I explain your product. WhatsApp for chefs.
What, sorry? Which one? WhatsApp for chefs.
WhatsApp? Yes.
Yes, that's our purpose. It's really to bring
great.
communication to mass market, which, you know, the other players hadn't done before. They had focused on, you know, very professionalized restaurant chains. We are going the way WhatsApp is going, mass market.
That's great. Thank you so much, Tiago. We'll speak again. Wishing you the best until we speak again.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Okay. Ciao.